Harper Audio presents The Summerhouse by the Sea by Jenny Oliver, read by Camilla Rockley. Chapter 1. Ava was standing at the crossing when her phone beeped. She took it out of her pocket at the same time as glancing left for traffic. Instead of looking right, Ava looked at the WhatsApp message from her brother Rory. "Gran in hospital," it read. She frowned down at her phone. She wondered how Rory would ever think that was enough information. But then the horn of the 281 bus stopped all other conscious thought. The shriek of the brakes filled the air at the same time as she saw the huge windscreen, the wipers, the face of the driver in slow motion, mouth open. Her whole body tensed. She felt her hand drop her phone. Time paused. There was a fleeting thought that this was actually really embarrassing. And then smack. She didn't think anything else. Just felt the hard pain in her hip, then the thwack of her head as she was thrown down onto the tarmac, and the overriding feeling of unfairness, because she wasn't yet ready to die. Chapter 2. The nurse waited patiently as Ava tried once more to get through to her brother. "It's voicemail," Ava said, apologetic. "Everyone's on voicemail. No one's answering their phone. I've tried everyone. I'm really sorry." All her friends were in meetings or on the tube or at lunches, unreachable. "It's fine." The nurse's name tag said Julie Stork. She wondered if using her name might aid familiarity, although she found it a bit creepy when the man at Starbucks called her Ava because he'd written it on a cup every day. But she could do with an ally. The alternative was another nurse, Tina, who Julie was talking quietly with now. Tina was terrifying. Her uniform stretched tight over her solid figure, hair scraped back in a ponytail, all-seeing eyes like hungry jackdaws. She'd been the one to inform Ava that she couldn't go home without someone to watch over her for 24 hours while making it very clear that they needed the bed back as soon as possible. Without the self-conscious pressure of having no one to come and get her, Ava could have quite enjoyed her hospital stay. Starched white sheets, lamb chops and green beans, sponge pudding and custard, and a tatty out-of-date copy of OK magazine. But her eyes had hovered distracted to her phone the whole time, every few seconds her fingers scrolling through her contacts, texting, WhatsApping, refreshing. She felt her cheeks flush with embarrassment as she heard Nurse Tina mutter, "There must be someone." So when her phone beeped, she pounced on it. A text from Rory, her brother. "Can't get away, Jonathan coming to get you." Ava put her hand over her mouth. How could her brother send her ex-boyfriend of all people to come and get her? Send his PA, one of the runners on set, anyone. Not the guy he'd set her up with and who she'd split from 3 months ago. She sat up quick to get dressed and out of the stupid hospital gown that did up down the back, the OK mag clattering to the floor. She tried to check her reflection in anything she could find. A knife from her plate. She scrunched her flat hair. Her head went dizzy. She paused on the side of the bed and looked up just in time to see Jonathan sauntering up the hospital aisle with a sardonic grin on his face. "Hi, Jonathan," she said with an embarrassed half-smile as he stopped, hands on hips at the end of her bed. "Hit by a bus, eh?" She nodded, tried to stand up but felt faint and sat down again. He swooped round the side of the bed to help her. "Thanks," she mumbled. "It's fine. Take your time." She remembered the familiarity of his face, the wide brown eyes and the ruddy cheeks, the frustrated look away he'd done when she'd told him that she didn't think that they, as a couple, were going to work, that she wasn't very good at relationships and she didn't think that she was what he was looking for, that she was good at being on her own. And the wide eyes narrowing as he said, "Yes, you are. You're going to have to be. Because honestly, I don't think I know you at all." Now he looked all bright and breezy, collar of his navy-striped rugby shirt turned up, jolly eyes sparkling, while Ava was struggling to stand in her open-backed gown. She shuffled bare feet to close the curtain, a task which Nurse Tina took over, drawing it with a quick flick of her wrist, hustling the exit process forward. "You need any help?" Jonathan asked, picking the magazine up from the floor and having a flick. Ava shook her head.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?